Leave it, drop it, quit it.
I'm so over that.
Didn't finish, and it was one of a day. Leave it, drop it, quit it. Give it up, babe. We don't finish, it doesn't even matter.
You gonna finish that?
Of course not.
I'm done here.
Welcome to You Gonna Finish That. I'm Zila.
And I'm Adji.
And this is our podcast where we discuss our long list of unfinished business. So we would like to introduce our first guest ever on the podcast, our very special friend, Troi.
Longtime friend of the pod.
But yeah, for real, maybe could you talk a little about how you know each other?
Yeah, me and Troi have gone to school together since we were in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went from kindergarten to high school together.
Yes.
And we've been friends since we were like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've known each other since we were 5. We've been
Friends off and on.
Yeah.
Unfinished business.
Yeah.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business, yeah. Caught you in a good year. But I think, do you want to talk about why you're one of the special guests? I mean,
Why she's our first guest.
yes, I'll say that.
Me and Troi have, over the years, made many endeavors. Many ideas that have more or less come to fruition, not come to fruition. So no better person for our first guest.
I'm so excited to have you here because the thing about you two is you're both very accomplished people.
I'll say that.
Yeah,
I'll second that.
No, genuinely, you are. It's just you have big dreams all the
Very
time,
lofty.
and some you accomplish very well, and others we're here to talk about.
I love a good idea.
Yep.
Yes. So, I guess one of the things I wanted to ask y'all about was maybe some of your fitness endeavors for this episode, because everybody quits fitness endeavors, and y'all seem to also be part of that.
Hey.
I'm on a roll right now.
Yes, you are.
I'm
That's the
kidding.
thing.
We have some unfinished business.
Yeah.
Let's start with the positive though. Like, what have you been doing recently?
Yeah.
So, for the last portion of this year, up until we got home in Chicago, I've been working.
Troi is living in Oakland right now.
Yes. So doing a brief stint, a bit in California.
Not a bit.
I mean, it feels like that. It feels like that. But I've recognized that being in California, I call it my rehab, honestly.
Real?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because California strips you of the fast food that you could potentially want. I mean, it's 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. and you've experienced this. What are the options? McDonald's at best.
Really?
At
That
best.
sucks.
Yeah. Nothing late, nothing good, nothing reliable. So I've been forced into this health conscious mindset, but at the same time, like it was needed, and also like that was the direction that I was kind of leaning towards, anyways.
Real.
So California has allowed for me that environment, and I've been working with a trainer for the past
for the
past 4 months.
Okay.
Took the break for this month because I was going to be home, and that comes with its struggles.
Real.
But just kind of focusing on like reasonable ways to like adjust the things that I'm eating and being consistent in the gym, and also just like recognizing that the only way that I can actually like achieve the fitness goals that I have for myself is literally by just being consistent, showing up.
That is one of the most difficult parts of life, as we know on this podcast.
Yeah. Is this trainer, this is a new trainer? Because you had a different trainer before, right? Or no? More or less.
Back in, it was our going into our sophomore year, I was interning in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And when you're an intern, it's like, ooh, we're getting money. It's free money. It feels like it. So yes, I did have a trainer. We were lacking maturity. We were lacking frontal lobe, loading fully, processing the right way. So yeah, that was then and gone.
I'm laughing because that's not what I'm talking about. Didn't you have like an app or something, a trainer through an app?
Oh yes. Okay. So there's been levels to this. That was like almost a progression into what I'm doing currently.
Okay.
So I just was kind of like, specifically this past year, the focus was like, you have everything that you need. Like, I need to stop thinking like, if I buy this, then I can achieve this. And so I have a gym in my apartment, and I have been paying for like, I've done the subscriptions to Orange Theory, which that contract is a little serious. Yeah. It's a little serious.
Yeah.
And then subscriptions to like the YMCA by my house, which is a very nice YMCA. And I just was kind of like, you're not consistent, therefore you need to earn it. Like you need to prove to yourself that you can, like, you deserve to pay for these other subscriptions and everything. Because what are you doing with what you already have? Yeah. So for like majority of this year, the focus has been on like showing up at the gym at my apartment. Like there's no frills, you know, but it's about just like building that muscle of showing up. And so I did this app called, I can't even think what Trainwell is what it used to be called. They changed the name to Copilot, which they need to work on that because there's definitely a money app. There's a couple, money app. Yeah, there's a couple, a little, but Copilot, fitness app, they like assign you to a trainer, an online or virtual trainer based off of what your needs are and everything.
That's pretty cool.
So at that time, I was focused on like building muscle that would help me, building muscle and endurance that would help me with running and running long distances, because I've been doing 5Ks and trying to build up to a half marathon, which is the goal going into the new year.
That is so cool.
That was helpful. Yes. No, not January, in March.
Okay. Got you. Okay, so let's go.
In New York.
Yes.
Oh
Brooklyn.
My God.
The Brooklyn half.
Stop. Okay, I have so much to say. Now I actually have
to run it because I've vocalized it.
Right. Got it. Yeah. Love that for y'all. Okay, I want to ask more about that, but let's go back to the, we're all about quitting here and normalizing quitting. So let's talk about some of the things you quit.
So one shared experience Troi and I had was Orange Theory, which we started together. Unless you started before me, a little bit before me.
Yeah.
Okay.
We lived in South Loop in down Chicago. It was walking distance of our apartment, super close, maybe a block away.
Because you lived together.
Yes. Yeah. And how many months do you think we did that? Like 4?
It felt like it was summertime when we started.
Yeah. And it was like, for context also, COVID restrictions had been lifted.
Okay. Yes.
Temporarily. Like, they had been lifted because this was around 2021, summer of 2021. So, like, everyone was like, we're all good.
Yeah.
And, like, there was no more masks. Like life had started to return back to normal.
Real.
And, so we started going. Troi started first, and she was kind of like, you want to do this thing? And I was like, I don't know.
Can you explain Orange Theory again? Because I know it's a little bit more involved than just a gym.
So it's like a 3 to 2 part workout, which majority of it is high intensity interval training, and then like, I guess it is all high intensity interval training. So you like start out on a station, and so the first station could potentially be the rowing machine, where you have like a set exercise that you're going to do in that little format or in that little chunk of time. And then another station you can do is like the strength training or on the floor, where you're going to be doing something with dumbbells or whatever.
Okay.
And then the third one is on the treadmill, where you can either walk on incline to get the same effects of like running at a faster pace as everyone else. But the whole appeal of Orange Theory, one is the music is typically immaculate.
Okay. Noted.
For the most part. Definitely.
Okay.
But you're also like competing against yourself because you have a TV screen that's showing your heart rate monitor, and based off of your heart rate, it's showing what the effort level is. So imagine everyone in the building can see that girl's not giving any effort.
Ooh, that's so interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. That's an added level of public pressure.
It gamifies it a little bit. Until it doesn't anymore.
And you also get like points based on the level of intensity. And you need at least 12 to like basically say that you did it.
Oh, wow.
Like if you didn't get 12, I'm not going to post it. That's embarrassing. That's crazy. Because you need to be in that level in order. If you get 12 of those points for the rest of the day, you'll burn more calories. So they say.
Okay.
They said there's science behind it. I've never seen it. I believe it.
I do believe it.
I believe it.
I felt it.
Real.
I did.
Okay, so when you were in this experience,
it was
interesting,
and it's because it's such a investment in time and money, and
it's expensive,
and it's like fun, and there's music, and you kind
of. How much is it?
Okay, so I'm actually a big fan of their business model because I think it's smart the way they set it up. You can get either 4 classes a month, 8 classes a month, or unlimited classes a month.
Okay.
4 classes a month to me, that's not enough.
I'm not doing that.
4 classes a month for what? Maybe like $80?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Okay,
It might be
Maybe
more.
more because you could buy classes for like $20 a class or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't know. But to me, that's not enough to be
in the world
doing
of
it.
it.
Yeah. 8 classes a month, that's reasonable, but I'm more ambitious than that.
Yeah.
I'm going to need more than
gotta
8.
be big.
You know?
You
Like,
have to.
I'm going to limit myself. I'm either going to go hard or I'm not going to do it at all.
Right.
So I'm
I
going to
respect
get
that.
the unlimited classes, which is $200 a month.
Yes. Moral of the story.
The moral of the story, that's how I rationalize myself to pay $200 a month.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Now, did I ever go more than 8 times in a month? That's to be seen. I think at our peak,
I think I
we
did.
did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
We did.
Because for me, money was never the business
Yeah.
model I never resonated with.
Yeah.
For me, it was the competitive mindset. I feel like that was the first like thing I did post like high school when I actually was playing sports competitively,
Right.
where I felt like I was competing against myself.
Real.
And I don't think I ever like was in that mindset until Orange Theory, where it's like I want to beat all of y'all, but I also want to beat me too.
That's real.
Yeah.
Because I was
So-
going to say, it seems like, I mean, in my mindset, I would be competing against all of them.
And I was. I often had the most flat points. And that for me was a lot of it.
I feel like sometimes you'll call me and talk about like almost passing out.
Absolutely. And we can get into that. Okay, so this is the thing. You compete against yourself, but being able to see like, if I'm in orange
Yeah.
and like the highest is red, I'm like, I'm not pushing myself as hard as I could.
I have more in the tank.
I have more in the tank and I'm leaving nothing here.
That's
but I would think that
crazy.
way 10 minutes into a 60-minute class. And I would often not make it. Like,
Oh, no,
literally
you
vision
had
would
to-
blur.
Oh my God.
Like, I'd be like, I need to like, and so I would like, this happened to me twice at the first time I had a membership.
Wait.
Okay. So yeah, so I had a membership with Troi.
Uh-huh.
The reason that I stopped going,
Yes.
they brought back the mask mandate.
Oh, no.
But they did not say, oh, we're not doing classes anymore.
Yeah. They just,
So I'm trying to, they're selling these masks that are like cloth, like, and
Yeah,
honestly, when you think
breathable.
about
Very
it,
intense.
like,
yeah, that sounds
breathable
horrible.
masks doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand by that. If I, if it's more holy, it's not really catching the COVID. I'm sorry. So it really made no
This
sense.
really bringing back
you know?
memories. I low-key forgot about that
That's so
entirely, and that was a
funny.
very dark time.
Yeah.
Real.
It was very dark.
So I'm trying to do the equal intensity as I did
Right.
when there was nothing restricting my airways
Understood.
with a mask on, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't happening. I kept getting dizzy.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I was like, that happened to me twice where I like got a little dizzy, and I was like, I think I'm just gonna have to come back when the mask mandate's gone.
That's so
You know,
crazy.
like,
yeah.
Because this is just harder.
fair. Wait,
Um,
is that also the reason you stopped?
I don't think it was.
Okay.
I think I just stopped going. I
We
feel like it was
lost
also
steam
the-
around that time.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
It just was like,
you know,
Yeah.
and I feel like that is also just
Valid.
the natural cadence of my fitness journey.
Oh my God. I think on my 16th birthday, like each of our 16th birthdays, I want to say our gym present from our dad was a gym membership.
I've had a gym membership since the 5th grade.
Well, there you go.
Because I need to get your ass up off that couch.
No, seriously. And you were a chunky kid. I mean that like lovingly, like so
Respectfully.
puberty hits and you just get a little
Okay,
bit.
move
It
on.
happens to the best of us.
I know it's not a bad thing. But sorry, clearly there's a bit of a trauma
A little
in our family.
sensitive.
Yeah,
Shut the
but
nerve.
no, seriously though, like something about gym memberships irks the shit out of me because of childhood and my
I
father.
could see that.
Yeah, so I've like always been like an on and off gym girl. Like I like feeling accomplished, and I like that there's a set place you can go to do fitness. But I be giving up a lot because it's just various reasons. Life. You feel like you've reached your goals, so now you can just kind of chill out, and then it's like, oh, that's not how that works. Da da da.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I feel like, so we it had to have been, I think that mask mandate came back in September. So I
Okay.
think from maybe the beginning of summer, like June to September, we were pretty consistent about it. Like we would go together, but even if one of us couldn't make it, we were still like,
for sure.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
You know? Then they had something called Hell Week, which is like,
let's talk about it.
It like literally is like, you need to, like, in order to get the little t-shirts, and that's another thing about Orange Theory, it's very like
gamified,
like, or like part of it is the I did this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a t-shirt that said I did this hard thing.
Facts.
But that coincided with, and that was in October, it coincided with the mask mandate thing. So I was like, I'm doing all this and it's brutal. The mask stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that for me was like, I'm gonna get this and then I'm gonna be done.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got it.
Yeah, I got my little shirt.
I feel like that is when we both stopped actually. And that's making me realize that not only was it, I actually don't even remember what I just said, the reason, but part of the real reason was I was like, why am I trying to kill myself this week for a shirt?
Yeah.
Right. Very cute shirt. I do still wear it.
Yeah.
You know, it is nice quality.
I should have worn it for the pod.
Yes, and I'm always just kind of like, I did that.
Yeah,
you know,
you can't take that away from you.
You cannot. I worked my tail off, but they always create the hardest workouts. And granted, there are a lot of things that I still take from Orange Theory to this day that I don't feel like I got from a lot of the things I've done previously.
Like what?
Like, I feel like me transitioning into running was a very natural thing because it was when we did the treadmill portions where I was like, whoa, like I can actually run really fast, or sometimes this is really cool. And the mental aspects of it, like the coaches were always very good about being like, you can push yourself harder, like you can go further. So I felt like I started to really build that mental toughness muscle.
Real.
And so running is literally mental. It is physical, but at the end of the day, like you pushing yourself to go a little bit faster or to go a little bit further has everything to do with what you're telling yourself.
For sure.
So I feel like that was what sparked that interest and was like, I could run a mile.
Yeah.
I could run a 5K and here we are.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we stopped going.
And we love it.
I guess also, so for some context, Orange Theory has this app where you can see how you did that day, and you can take screenshots and post it online so people know how much you did that day.
I see.
That was a big fun part of it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward a year later, I move, and there's an Orange Theory not so far. It's not so close as like a block away, but it's like maybe a mile away from my new apartment. And I sign up for a free class there. And I go, and I hadn't done it for maybe a year at that point, maybe a year and some change. And I try to go as hard as I did at the peak of my Orange Theory days.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, oh my God, like I need to stop this exercise immediately. I think it was the rower. The rower always gets me. And it was also my first, like they started me on the rower. So it's not like I had been doing a lot and that was my last exercise. Like I started there. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stand up, and then I'm like, I'm getting a little dizzy. So I'm like, let me get out of this. It's a little hotter in there. Everyone's exercising. Everyone's like breathing heavily. So I was like, let me just step out for a sec. And then I am sitting on a bench, and she's like, "Are you okay? Like, do you need anything?" And I'm like, "No, I'm good." She's like, "Do you need like a juice or anything?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take a juice." And she brings out a Capri Sun that's clearly meant for like if you brought your kids.
Oh
like,
my God!
It just felt so infantilizing. So
have you ever been since?
I have not been since. I was like, I can't show my face here again. This is a little embarrassing.
That is so funny.
And
sorry.
I was so embarrassed because it was like also like she was like, yeah, you can just like rest up here and then go back in when you're ready. And I was like,
absolutely not.
Absolutely
I don't know why you didn't get me out because I'm going home immediately after I finish this juice box. So yeah, I got up and left and never showed my face there again.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever go back to Orange Theory?
I'm not done.
Go for it.
So I moved to this apartment, and there's an Orange Theory that just opened.
We were talking about this apartment.
No. This was in Bucktown.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
And there's one in Logan Square, like a mile away.
Got it.
They opened an Orange Theory,
Wow,
like 2 blocks away from this apartment.
Okay.
That we're in right now.
Yeah.
And so before I even moved, I called. I said, "Hey," because they had a little deal going where you could lock in at a rate that's $20 less than the normal rate.
Pretty
and that's
cool.
your rate forever. It's like a first member kind of thing.
No.
So I went ahead and called them like, hey, like I'm gonna lock it in.
Oh wow! Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Never been there.
What?
Like and so they sign me up, whatever. I move here. A month goes by. I never go. I think maybe on the third month.
Lock it in.
Yeah. No. It was like the situation was like the deal for the $20 less rate was gonna expire before I moved. For sure.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, like over time, I'll recoup that and saving $20 a month.
Right.
If I stuck with it.
Right.
So
this is a very we listen, we don't judge space, but why do you think you never tried to go? I'm just curious.
The memory of me passing out and asking for a little juicy juice, maybe?
It was enough for you.
Yeah, it was enough for me. It was a little intimidating, I think.
That's fair. But it's just funny.
Also, logistically, I don't know how to get to it. I know it's 2 blocks away, but like there's a staircase. It's upstairs.
You've never been to this day?
To this day. I called.
Yeah. I've been. It's funny. Since he's lived here.
Too funny. So I called. No. I canceled. And so the way that the Orange Theory contract works is you have to pay 1 month more even after you cancel.
That's what you're saying, because you're saying the contract's pretty strict.
So it's kind of like, okay, well, if I'm going to have to pay another month, like, should I just keep it? Should I just lock it and go?
Right.
And then I think that's like the thought of it.
That's actually such a good contract model because you're literally like, well, I have 1 more month. So I might as well
go. Yeah. And then if you go, you might get back into it and be like, I keep it.
Maybe.
Because then you have to do like a little starting fee.
Gym contracts are insane.
It's predatory.
I did just see that Illinois is about to pass a bill law about I guess making less strict gym contracts because a lot of places
you have to let people out of their members if they want
like
to.
Literally there's the one where you can't, I don't know how it, I think this was in New York when I learned this because I've been quitting gym contracts for quite a long time. And you have to go in person to cancel it.
Oh my God, LA Fitness is like that.
Which is insane. Yeah. Be so serious.
They're like, if you can't, serious. I'm like, you're only open 9 to 5. Like, the management tables, I'm like, I work a job. Like, where do you want me to come?
I remember, like, I think I was moving, or I don't know if I was taking a trip, and it was just like, I have to cancel my gym membership. No, you cannot.
Yeah.
Insanity.
It's crazy. I ended up having to mail a letter to like their headquarters.
And
I'm like, this is crazy.
Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I moved to California, maybe like I don't think it was. So I've been there almost 3 years now in May.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was the first year, but going into that second year, they opened up an Orange Theory. And same thing here. Founders rate, they make it feel like it, you have to quickly make a decision. So I did. I did join. So that the year, I forgot that.
Yeah.
Oak Park was not the last of me. And
that's so real. I feel like you guys probably had like such good memories of feeling like you accomplished it. Like, you remember your
my
shirt.
Body looked the best it ever did.
Yeah. Body in shape.
Y'all look great right now. But like definitely I remember when y'all were first doing Orange Theory, it was just like, oh shit.
Body
like,
was tea.
Yeah, body was tea.
For sure. Yeah.
That's so real.
I did have to lie to them to get out of my contract in
what did you say?
Oakland. That I had to move to Michigan for a family reason. And they were like, well, can you send a piece of mail? And I chose Michigan because that's where my grandma lives, and I know for a fact they do not have an Orange Theory in the site. It never probably will.
Now you look researching your life.
I mean,
it's
just me being real, or the lack thereof. But did I have to maybe forge some mail? Maybe, but that's my business.
Yes, that is your business.
And haven't seen them since though.
Yeah, right. That's so real. Yeah, gym contracts are crazy.
Because I never stepped foot in there, I think they felt bad for me, did not charge me that last month.
Oh, that's kind.
Wow.
That's
they were like, you know what? I don't even know what this man looks like.
Spare him.
Yeah. Spare me for real.
Yikes.
And I recently quit the gym next door that I used to go to.
Yeah.
And they also were trying to do can you come back? I said, I'm leaving the country tomorrow.
Right.
Which was true.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Like, they were like, because I was like, I have like all this stuff, because I had a locker like with a lock and a laundry bag.
Jeez.
And
gyms are intense. I've only ever had Planet Fitness or Blink. No, I did LA Fitness, but they're all pretty lowbrow. Or like, I feel like that's the way to go, to be honest. Yes, because I've had this yes, have they been getting more out of me than I've been going? Absolutely. But like, I've had it for like 3 years straight, and like, it's one where you can go anywhere. So it's not like I just pick it back up. Both? No, I just have Blink now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do they have Blink here?
They do.
It's not as popular.
No, I think it's like a newer thing. Because isn't that owned by like Planet Fitness?
I don't know, but you know what's crazy is they emailed me recently, and they were like, "We're going bankrupt." I was like, "What does that mean? Quickly? Like, who's closing?" Yeah, it was like crazy. It was like listing all these ones. Mine wasn't one of them.
But they're closing?
Yeah, that they're closing a bunch of branches.
Interesting.
And I'm
I think they just sell it.
You would think, but I don't know. I don't know, but I do know, like, there must be hundreds of people paying and not going. So I don't know how you could be losing, but none of my business. None of their business either. Yeah.
But what was funny was our friend, we went to our high school reunion.
Oh my goodness.
And our friend came up to us and she was like, you know, you guys inspired me. Like, I lost 70 pounds. Like,
that's amazing.
I'm like, girl, what are the tricks of the trade?
She was like, she started to go to Orange Theory.
Because she saw us posting.
Because we post every time we go.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Of course.
And it was funny because at that point we had been stopped.
Yeah.
That's
so imagine our surprise.
And I'm not looking my best at that point.
No.
And I'm like, girl, what's your secret? And she's like, you guys inspired me to go to Orange Theory. And I'm like,
I inspired you, but I didn't inspire my damn self.
Really.
That is insane.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That was the biggest reality check I've ever gotten in my life.
That's so real. You guys are very inspirational. Like when you two start anything, okay, I'll just say it. When y'all just start anything, you're so intense about it. You're so intentional, and you're so like, you're pretty public about it. I'll say that as well.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to speak it out there.
You do.
Maybe.
Sometimes
I'm learning not to though.
Yeah. Sometimes real G's move aside like it was out. But sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, I can imagine being like super inspired by y'all because y'all are such a duo too. It's like power team.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's fun.
So yeah,
it is fun.
This I feel like not enough for its own episode, so I'll just talk about it. I had this idea for a gym.
Oh, okay. Listening.
Where you pay like at a starting rate that's high.
Oh.
But each time, like, you go to the gym, it lessens in rate. So if you really use the gym, you could pay for a lower membership, but it's to incentivize you to go more.
That's pretty cool.
That would be cool.
On a business end.
On the business end, I did the math. I don't even know how you get all the stuff to start. Like, this is expensive. I immediately dropped the idea, but anyone listening, free game.
That's so
that one I'm not going to verbally trademark. Right, I think I would participate though, if it was available to me.
Fair enough. No, I would join that. I feel like a lot of people would.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And the thing is, like Troi was saying,
ironclad contracts though.
Ironclad. You're not getting out that shit at all. But like Troi was saying, I think I've done enough things where I invested money thinking like, oh, if I just do this, then I'll lock in.
For sure.
To know that that's not true. And I think that's where the beauty of that business model lies. It's like, no one's actually going to... Money's not a real big motivator when it comes to losing money.
Yeah, that's so true.
Unless I think it depends on the type of spender or how you are mentally about money. And
that's a good point. Yeah. No one at this table.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Money has no power over me.
No, it does not. It does not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so we're not
big on the unfortunately.
Yeah. That's so real.
I believe it always comes back.
I do, and that's part of the problem because it does always prove to be the case.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, have you guys done like diet stuff or like, I don't know.
Yes. So I remember when we were I think we just graduated high school.
Okay.
Troi and I talked about doing keto.
Okay.
Now I might have taken it one step further.
Maybe.
Troi and I and another friend talked about doing keto.
Uh-huh. I think I just talked about it.
Yes. With varying levels of commitment, but the conversation the three of us had of it was, we're starting now.
We're going to do it.
Yeah.
I bought like the MCT oil.
I do remember.
I bought a bunch of low keto. I'm already gluten free, so I'm like,
too.
Yeah. I do feel like we're a little into it.
Yeah.
And
keto was big. Whatever time y'all started that, keto was huge.
like 2016-ish.
And then it continues to get even bigger.
Yeah.
When I hopped off
Yeah,
the train.
that's true.
Yeah.
When you-
And in my mind, I'm like, I'm already gluten-free. Like, couldn't be that different.
yeah.
Like, that big of a jump.
Right.
It was. So I maybe made it like 3, 4, 5 days.
Okay.
To Troy's...
To my knowledge, to my memory, I don't know. I don't recall. Maybe, let's say, a day, one full day, maybe days of thinking about it and not doing it. But yeah, very low level of commitment from my end, for sure.
Yeah.
And we had one friend talk about it with us who we didn't see as often as we see each other. Like, we see each other, like, especially when we live next to each other, like, very often.
Yeah.
We saw her maybe like a month or 2 months later, and she looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Girl, what'd you do?
And we were like, oh my God, you look amazing.
Doing keto.
She was like, keto. She looked at us like, keto?
Yet again.
And we looked at each other like, oh shit. Because the thing about me and Troi is like, we will silently, almost telepathically know when some shit is dead.
It's
like,
done.
It's done.
Let's
We're
not
off it.
even-
We're off it.
Yeah.
You know?
And she doesn't have that connection.
No.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
How
That's
would
real.
she even know?
How would she have known? But my thing is, I would have thought she would have given up too. She's
Right. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good that they don't always have that connection
If
with
anything,
y'all.
I think we should start charging commission.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know, because
Someone, I was telling one of my friends about y'all and how, like, you know, but you are really that inspirational when you start things. And someone was like, y'all should be like motivational speakers, you know, or like, which.
Different episode. But
different episode.
I'm talking about your coaching stuff. It's basically what it is, but I do think that's where her
Fair
skill set
enough.
lies.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, very much. Like,
Yeah.
I do gather the girls a bit,
yeah.
and I do have fun doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, that could be real endeavor.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, do you have anything else to say about it? Yeah.
No, I think we're good on diet and exercise.
But yeah, what do you think the biggest takeaway is from quitting, so to speak, like Orange Theory?
You can start. You're the guest.
I think you gotta rebrand quitting. That's
Yes.
what I think.
Exactly.
Okay, speak more.
I feel like I used to make myself feel so guilty, especially when I honestly, up until recently, I would make myself feel guilty, especially as it pertained to like weight loss, fitness, everything, where it's just kind of like, dang, you can't stick to anything. Like it's almost like self-sabotage or whatever. But I had to reframe it. And like each time I've tried something new or restarted, I've learned something new about myself that has prepared me or propelled me further to be the person that I need to be in this next stage of life or for whatever else I'm going to pick up. So Orange Theory led to running, which running led to, so there's this constant motion.
Totally.
And it's me continuing to make progress despite the fact that sometimes it doesn't feel that way. So rebrand it. I don't know.
Rebranded. I love that. I definitely
love the
love that.
prepared or propelled.
You know?
Yeah. Ooh, yes. What about you?
I think that for me, it's okay to be interested in the novelty of if you hate something as much as like if you don't like the feeling of you making yourself have to do fitness stuff. And what is exciting is the novelty. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Whatever gets you there. That's so true.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm so excited that you're going to be running the Brooklyn Half. That's a dream of mine. I don't know if I ever...
I think you should run it with us. With me.
On and off running.
I was like, what's up?
Should I? No, seriously, I would love to. I would love to try.
You should.
Because
I
ran my first 5K May 2023. And that was a literally, I want to say like 5-year endeavor. Just to get the 3 miles, but I got there.
And you did.
On and off, but we got there. So like, and then after that I was like, I'm going to do 6K or what is it? 6 miles, Wait, how long is it? It's 6 miles. Yeah. Never got there, but
hey,
you just keep going.
Keep trying.
What is it?
Prepares or propels you.
Prepares or propels you. Let's go.
Yeah.
So,
That's funny.
Okay, I'll see you there. I'll see you in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Do we want to get into This Week Unfinished?
Yes. So our next segment is called This Week Unfinished.
Okay.
And we basically just talk about anything that we have not finished, but maybe we want to finish, or maybe we just are decided to drop. I don't know if anyone wants to begin. Yeah, I have a book that I'm trying to. I just started because I got a Christmas gift, and it's called, I think it's called Black Liturgies, and it's about spirituality, and my mom got it for me, and I thought it was really apt. Moms are crazy because I've been going on this whole spirituality journey. I don't really have one, and I would like one. So yeah, I'm really excited to like kind of get into that and maybe finish it, and maybe I don't know. We just don't know. This is definitely middle of the journey for me. So
she got me the same book, but I haven't opened it.
Real. I didn't know that, but it makes it a little less special. Love that for you, though.
If anything, it makes more sense for you.
Yeah.
So that makes you feel better.
Yeah.
But it looks like a good book.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does, definitely. Anybody else?
I guess I have a few unfinished things. I feel like we've been talking about the half marathon, the Brooklyn half. That's unfinished.
Nice.
Maybe even, we'll consider it started because I have been running, but you know, I'm gearing my mind up for pushing through that. Nice. That's something that honestly, just like you were saying, it's very scary. I'm not going to lie to you. I was never someone who saw myself running long distances when I was younger. So it's hard to kind of condition your brain to be like, you have to do this and eat this and all this stuff in order for you to have your best performance. So that's one thing I'm finished. Like, I'm hoping that through vocalizing and bringing other people on the journey that we finish it. We'll see though. Who knows? And then I guess in parallel to that, I'm just got a book from my mom for Christmas. I'm not going to lie. I don't remember the title of the book. It was something like I Will Run My Mind or something like that, where it's like the journey of this record winning woman. The first female, I feel like marathoner that holds like all these different records and everything. And she talks about her journey from like doing cross country, also just from being not a super athletic kid to then being introduced to running, and how she thought that the mindset was like, run as hard as you can in order to win, and how that the trials and tribulations that come with that mindset versus like you really taking your time and listening to your body and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that will help propel me for the half marathon.
That's amazing.
We'll see.
That's cool. This is not on the fitness tip, but I'm not seeing my therapist for the next 3 weeks. Or like last week I didn't see her. This week is
for the
holidays, and next week is also holidays. So I was like, don't worry, like I'm just gonna journal. I don't journal typically. I just come, unleash it all, therapy, and like move on. But I'm not seeing her for a few weeks, so I'm like, you know what, like I'm gonna journal so like I'll like be able to keep up with things that have happened in case something happens where like I would like to talk about in therapy. Which for sure. And she was like, yeah, for the holidays, like you should do that.
That's real. A lot happens around this time.
Yeah.
That needs
unloading. I should have journaled.
Yeah.
I started, but then I haven't done it. I just did it once. And that was like maybe the day after therapy. So I'm overdue. I'm fully intending to, we'll see.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Anything else anyone want to say?
That's all I got.
It's been another episode of the You Gonna Finish That podcast. You can find us on social media at You Gonna Finish That pod. And remember, if something isn't serving you, you don't have to finish that. And if something is serving you and you're just not loving it, you don't have to finish that either. We'll see you next week, maybe.
See you next week. Probably, hopefully. Okay.